Welcome back to Powerful Stoic Habits. Have you ever felt completely ignored by someone you care about, leaving you wondering what to do next? It's a tricky situation, right? But what if I told you there's a smart Stoic way to handle it that can actually strengthen your relationships? Today, we're uncovering some golden advice on how to act when someone decides to give you the silent treatment. Stick around, because each principle we share is packed with insights you won't want to miss. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This quote is incredibly relevant here because it reminds us that we should strive to rise above the negative actions of others. Instead of reacting with hurt or anger, we maintain our composure and integrity, showing that we won't stoop to their level. Before we dive in, do me a small favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to join our amazing community, and drop a comment below with "I rise above." This comment will be our mantra as we go through each point, reinforcing our commitment to handling these situations with grace and strength. So please comment, as this helps YouTube know that more people like you need to hear this. Ready to turn this around? Let's get started. Principle 1. Embrace indifference to external opinion. Have you ever felt like you're at the mercy of someone else's mood swings? It's like being a puppet on a string, right? Well, it's time to cut those strings and dance to your own tune. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This quote is a powerful reminder that we control our reactions, not the external events or opinions of others. Imagine your partner gives you the cold shoulder out of the blue. Instead of spiraling into anxiety, remind yourself, "I rise above." This doesn't mean you don't care about their feelings, but you're choosing not to let their mood dictate your peace. It's about acknowledging the situation, maybe with a lighthearted comment like, "Looks like someone's turned on their invisible mode," and then giving them space while you continue with your day, unaffected and with a smile. This practice of emotional independence doesn't just help in keeping your cool. It transforms how you interact in all your relationships. You become less reactive and more centered, a person who sails smoothly even when others might try to rock the boat. So next time you find yourself being ignored or faced with a moody partner, remember Aurelius' wisdom. Detach from the drama, keep your peace intact, and cheerfully affirm, "I rise above." After all, it's your peace, and no one should have the remote control to that except you. Principle 2. Reflect on the nature of relationships. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe not every relationship is meant to be in the VIP section of your life? Sometimes we hold on tightly to relationships that don't actually serve us well. Much like keeping expired milk in the fridge, hoping it won't spoil your coffee. It just doesn't make sense. As the insightful Greek philosopher Plato once mused, "Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet." This quote beautifully highlights the reciprocal nature of healthy relationships. But what if the other heart doesn't whisper back? It's an invitation to reassess. Perhaps it's a friend who's become distant or a partner who seems disinterested. Use this as an opportunity to reflect. Is this relationship providing the harmony Plato described, or has the song gone a bit off-key? In practice, this might mean having a candid chat over a cup of coffee where you can say, "Hey, I've noticed we're out of tune. What's up?" It's not about placing blame but understanding whether you both want to tune back in or if it's time to change the playlist. This approach keeps things light yet direct, addressing the gap without creating drama. So remember, folks, relationships are a two-way street. If you find yourself walking alone too often, it might be time to consider if this path is still right for you. Reflect on the quality and reciprocity of your connections, and don't be afraid to ask if you both still enjoy the same song. And as we say on this journey, I rise above clinging to what no longer serves us, always ready to find new harmony in relationships that truly resonate. Principle 3. Cultivate self-sufficiency. Isn't it curious how we often expect others to be the architects of our happiness? Like waiting for someone else to paint the colors of our mood each day? Talk about giving away the paintbrush. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This quote is a powerful call to reclaim our paintbrush and color our own days with shades of joy and contentment. Imagine you're planning a romantic dinner, hoping it will fix a rough patch in your relationship. But what if your partner isn't as enthusiastic as you hoped? Instead of letting disappointment cloud the evening, take a moment to enjoy your own company and the effort you put into the setup. Crack a joke like, "Well, I guess I made enough delicious pasta to solve world hunger tonight." This shows you can find humor and happiness even if the evening didn't go as planned. Cultivating self-sufficiency means finding fulfillment within ourselves instead of relying solely on others to provide it. It's about enjoying that pasta dish on your own if need be, appreciating your own effort, and knowing that your happiness doesn't hinge on someone else's reactions. So let's tighten our grip on that paintbrush, friends. Whether it's in relationships or life's other arenas, remember that self-sufficiency is your secret weapon. It allows you to navigate ups and downs with grace and a bit of humor. And whenever you find yourself slipping into dependency, gently remind yourself, "I rise above," and take back control over your happiness. After all, the best chef in the house of happiness is you. Principle 4. Use the obstacle as the way. Ever noticed how sometimes the very thing that annoys us in relationships is actually the key to personal growth? It's like when you're trying to navigate through a traffic jam and you realize it's the perfect time to catch up on that audiobook. The Stoic philosopher Ryan Holiday beautifully encapsulates this with his interpretation. The obstacle is the way. This idea challenges us to transform obstacles into opportunities, turning what might seem like relationship roadblocks into pathways for development. Take, for instance, when your significant other forgets something important to you, like an anniversary. Instead of seeing it as a failure on their part, view it as a chance to communicate your feelings and set expectations for the future. You might even throw in a lighthearted comment like, "Guess we're both getting a bit too seasoned to remember dates. Huh? Maybe it's time for that giant calendar I saw at the mall." This approach uses humor to address the issue while opening the door for constructive dialogue. Using the obstacle as the way means looking for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. It encourages us to ask, "How can this improve our relationship?" Or, "What can I learn from this situation?" This perspective not only deepens our understanding but also enhances our resilience and empathy within the relationship. So let's embrace each challenge as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Remember, every difficult moment in a relationship is an opportunity to practice patience, improve communication, and strengthen bonds. And as we navigate these challenges, let's keep our mantra close to heart: I rise above. By doing so, we rise above the petty issues and see the bigger picture of personal growth and mutual understanding. Principle 5. Practice forgiveness. When someone ignores you or there's a misstep in communication within a relationship, the initial reaction might be frustration or resentment. But what if we treated these moments as invitations to practice one of the most liberating Stoic principles? Forgiveness? As the insightful Alexander Pope once penned, "To err is human, to forgive, divine." This quote isn't just poetic. It's practical, emphasizing that forgiveness is an elevated, almost sacred act that frees us from the burdens of bitterness and anger. Imagine your partner forgets to call when they're running late. Instead of letting irritation take the wheel, consider a forgiving approach. Maybe make a light joke when they arrive like, "Well, I was about to send a search party, but I guess you saved them the trouble." This humor not only diffuses tension, but also opens a space for understanding and reassurance without holding grudges. Forgiveness in relationships isn't about ignoring mistakes or poor behavior. It's about choosing not to let these hiccups derail the entire journey together. It means acknowledging the mishap, discussing ways to avoid similar issues in the future, and then genuinely letting go. This not only cultivates a nurturing environment for personal and mutual growth, but also deepens trust and respect between partners. So, friends, let's choose to practice forgiveness actively. Each time we opt to forgive, we reinforce our own peace and reaffirm our commitment to harmony in our relationships. Remember, every act of forgiveness is a step toward a more compassionate and resilient partnership. And as we forgive, we rise, echoing our mantra, "I rise above the fleeting disputes to the heights of grace and understanding." Principle 6. Trust your inner voice. When you're being ignored, it's a critical time to lean into your intuition, your inner voice. This guiding force can often tell you more about the situation than surface actions or words. As Shakespeare famously wrote, "Trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string." This quote reminds us of the importance of trusting our own senses and judgments, even when external validation is lacking. Imagine you're in a scenario where someone close to you isn't communicating as much. Instead of jumping to conclusions or letting anxiety take over, take a moment to tune into your inner voice. Reflect on past interactions, their current circumstances, and your own feelings. Maybe there's something else going on that's affecting their behavior, work stress, personal issues, etc. Trusting your intuition can lead to a more empathetic and patient approach. You might think, they've been under a lot of pressure lately. Perhaps they need space and understanding. Following this inner guidance allows you to respond with compassion rather than frustration. It also ensures that you're not ignoring your own needs or feelings in the process. So remember, friends, your inner voice is a powerful tool in navigating complex emotional landscapes. Trust it, listen to it, and let it guide you to actions that are in alignment with your true self. And as you do, reaffirm our collective mantra, I rise above, by trusting ourselves and our ability to handle situations with wisdom and care. All right, folks, let's do a quick recap. Embrace indifference to external opinion. Stay grounded and rise above the mood swings of others. Reflect on the nature of relationships. Assess the health and harmony of your connections. Cultivate self-sufficiency. Find joy within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. Use the obstacle as the way. Turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Practice forgiveness. Let go of grudges to cultivate a nurturing relationship. Trust your inner voice. Follow your intuition and respond with empathy. Before we wrap up, remember our mantra, I rise above. Embrace these principles and watch how your relationships transform for the better. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with I rise above. Your support means the world to me and helps spread the Stoic wisdom to those who need it most. Stay strong, stay stoic, and until next time, rise above.